Imagine a beautiful dance. Picture a group of dancers moving gracefully across an open stage, each step perfectly timed with the music. The music flows and the dancers move in perfect sync. Every movement is coordinated, every gesture is intentional, creating a mesmerizing performance that captivates the audience. That's what subject-verb agreement is all about, creating harmony in our sentences. Just as dancers must be in sync with each other and the music, the subject and verb in a sentence must work together seamlessly. Just like a dance couple needs to be in sync, the subject and verb in a sentence must agree in number. This means that if the subject is singular, the verb must also be singular. For example, the dancer performs beautifully. Here, dancer is singular, and so is performs. Think of it like this. If the subject is singular, one person, place or thing, the verb must also be singular. This ensures that the sentence flows smoothly, just like a solo dancer gliding effortlessly across the stage. If the subject is plural, more than one, the verb must also be plural. For instance, the dancers perform beautifully. Here, dancers is plural, and so is perform. This agreement creates a sense of unity and coherence in the sentence, much like a group of dancers moving in perfect harmony. It's all about balance and agreement. When the subject and verb are in harmony, the sentence is clear and effective. Just as a well-choreographed dance performance leaves a lasting impression, a well-constructed sentence communicates its message powerfully and beautifully. So next time you write, think of your words as dancers moving together to create a masterpiece. The most basic rule of subject-verb agreement is this: singular subjects take singular verbs and plural subjects take plural verbs. Seems simple, right? Let's look at some examples. The cat sleeps on the mat. Here, cat is singular, so the verb sleeps is also singular. Now, let's make it plural. The cats sleep on the mat. Now, cats is plural, so the verb sleep is also plural. Sometimes we have two or more subjects joined by and. This is called a compound subject. In most cases, compound subjects act like plural subjects and take plural verbs. For example, the cat and the dog play together. Both cat and dog are singular, but together they make a plural subject. So we use the plural verb play. Things get a little trickier when we use conjunctions like or, nor, either or neither nor. In these cases, the verb agrees with the subject that is closest to it. For example, either the cat or the dogs eat the food. Here, dogs is closer to the verb, so we use the plural verb eat. But if we switch the order, either the dogs or the cat eats the food, then cat is closer, so we use the singular verb eats. Section 5. Decoding indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns like everyone, somebody, anyone, nobody, each and one can be a bit confusing. Even though they might seem to refer to multiple people, they are always singular and take singular verbs. For example, everyone is welcome at the party. Even though everyone refers to a group of people, it is grammatically singular, so we use the singular verb is. Section 6, the S mystery, singular or plural. We often add S to nouns to make them plural, like cat to cats, but some nouns ending in S are actually singular. For example, the news is interesting today. Although news ends in S, it is a singular noun, so we use the singular verb is. Other examples of singular nouns ending in S include mathematics, physics, and economics. Section 7, time, money, distance. One unit, one verb. When we talk about amounts of time, money, or distance, we usually treat them as single units, even if they involve plural nouns. This is a fascinating aspect of the English language that often goes unnoticed. It's a subtle yet powerful way to simplify communication and make our sentences more fluid and understandable. For example, $10 is a lot of money for a cup of coffee. Here, even though we are referring to 10 individual dollars, we treat it as a single unit of money. This is why we use the singular verb is instead of are. This rule helps to maintain clarity and consistency in our speech and writing. Even though we're talking about 10 individual dollars, we treat it as a single unit of money. So we use the singular verb is. This principle extends beyond just money. It applies to time and distance as well. For instance, when we say 2 hours is a long time to wait, we are treating those 2 hours as a single block of time. The same rule applies to expressions like 2 hours or 5 kilometers. When we say 5 kilometers is a long run, we are treating those 5 kilometers as a single unit of distance. This usage helps to convey the idea more effectively and makes our language more precise. Understanding this concept can greatly improve your grasp of English grammar and enhance your communication skills. So next time you talk about time, money, or distance, remember this rule. It's a small detail, but it makes a big difference in how clearly and accurately you can express yourself. Whether you're writing an essay, giving a presentation, or just having a conversation, treating these quantities as single units will help you sound more fluent and natural. Section 8. Bonus tips, collective nouns and inverted sentences. In this section, we will delve into some advanced aspects of grammar that can often trip up even the most seasoned writers and speakers. Here are a couple of bonus tips to further sharpen your subject-verb agreement skills. These tips will help you navigate the complexities of collective nouns and inverted sentences with ease. Collective nouns like team, family, and group can be singular or plural depending on whether they act as a single unit or as individuals. This can be a bit confusing, but with practice, you'll get the hang of it. For example, the team is playing well together. In this sentence, the team is functioning as a single entity, working in unison towards a common goal. Therefore, we use the singular verb is. Here, the team is acting as a single unit, so we use the singular verb is. This is a straightforward example, but things can get a bit more complex. But we could also say the team are arguing amongst themselves. In this case, the team members are not acting as a single unit. Instead, they are acting as individuals with differing opinions or actions. In this case, the team members are acting as individuals, so we use the plural verb are. This distinction is crucial for clear and accurate communication. In inverted sentences, the verb comes before the subject. This can often lead to confusion, especially if you're not familiar with this structure. This can be tricky, so make sure you identify the subject correctly to determine the correct verb form. For example, in the sentence, "Down the street runs the dog," the subject is the dog and the verb is runs. Even though the verb runs comes before the subject, the dog, the subject-verb agreement rules still apply. The verb must agree with the subject in number and person. Another example is, "On the table are the books." Here, the books is the subject and are is the verb. Despite the inversion, the verb agrees with the plural subject, books. Understanding these nuances can greatly improve your writing and speaking skills. It allows you to construct sentences that are not only grammatically correct, but also clear and effective in conveying your message. So remember to pay attention to whether a collective noun is acting as a single unit or as individuals, and be cautious with inverted sentences to ensure the subject and verb agree. With these tips in mind, you'll be well on your way to mastering subject-verb agreement in even the most challenging contexts. Keep practicing, and soon these rules will become second nature. Section 9. Practice makes perfect. Mastering subject-verb agreement takes practice. The more you read, write, and pay attention to this grammatical rule, the more natural it will become. Remember, just like in dancing, finding harmony in your sentences takes time and effort, so keep practicing, and soon you'll be waltzing through your writing with perfect subject-verb agreement.